Hey guys, what's up? So I'm out at my land. Basically what I'm trying to do today is to find the pins, which are the corner markings for my property. So initially I was thinking, by going the property that was across from me, I was thinking that it was closer, but I was actually kind of way off. So from that driveway where I had parked before, like you saw in my previous videos with the drone and everything, I was thinking the property line was maybe 100 feet, but then when I went back to the parcel website, they have like a little mapping tool where you can measure, and it ends up, it was about 436 feet from the center of that driveway to the end. And that property, this corner mirrors my corner, so I know that my pin is somewhere over here. So can't really see it too well, but I'm going to zoom in real quick. There's actually a fence on this property with a little flag on it, so I'll show that. So that right there, see this little fence? That is the property line, the corner for this lot that's directly across from me. So the road is running this way, and then 90 degrees is the property line there. So mine is a mirror to that for this corner. The other corner doesn't match up, but and then when I did the map tool, from the corner of that lot to the corner of my lot is about, it said around 57 feet, so I'm assuming it's probably 60. So basically from the center of the road, it's about 30 feet on either side. This looks a little bit further than 30 feet. So let's see, let me change this view. So if I look down the road, you can see the road is really not that straight. So even though the properties initially were supposed to be 30 feet from the center of the road either way, the road kind of winds this entire road. So like looking both directions, you can see how much, you know, in each side. So basically my pin should be somewhere, I don't know if this big tree is on my property. It's like really close. So the line is somewhere right around here. So I'm gonna go hike back here, try to do, I guess maybe 25-30 feet in, and see if I can look on the ground and find a pin. And then if I do, I'll video that and show it. And then later in the video I'm gonna have some other footage. So my plans are maybe changing a little bit on what I'm going to do with the land. But regardless, I still need to find the pins, so that's what I'm doing today. So let me go start hacking and looking. So just to give you guys an idea of how thick this is. So my feet are like totally tangled up right now. All of this can get pulled out though, but yeah, so this is like pretty much what my entire land is. So the importance of finding the pin is that I know where my boundary is, and then from there I can figure out where I want to cut my driveway so that I have my spot to get into my land. So, alright, I'm gonna keep looking. Grab my machete, I think. Okay, so I had actually one of the neighbors come out, and he gave me a hand. He brought me a big one of those 300-foot tape measure reels. So basically what he was telling me, and this is what I discovered for the corner of my land. So let me spin around here. Alright, so the fence that's out there, the fence post, is the border of this lot that's here. So if you see the tea tree plant, which is the really skinny one with all the shiny leaves sticking up, so that is the, I guess, more of the Hawaiian method, or the ancient Hawaiians would mark their lines with these tea trees. So the previous owner of this property here, which she has now sold the property, she had planted these at the corners of her actual pins. So basically what we did, what I learned was on the road, which this is probably not in focus, the middle of the road, or where the middle of the road's supposed to be, where the middle of the road is supposed to be, there's actually pins all the way down the middle of the road. So from the middle of the road where that pin is, 30 feet one direction is the property line for the parcels on this side, 30 feet the other direction is the property line for the parcels on this side. So basically what we did is we took the tape and we went from the tea tree plant and we came out 30 feet, and that was basically on this side of the road here, and then we went from the fence line, which was a line here, and then we went from 30 feet here to there. So I don't think that there's any way I'm going to find the pin here, because as you can see there's a huge tree. So this tree pretty much is the corner of my property. It's almost directly over the 30-foot mark. Like when I took the tape out 30 feet from the marker that we set in the middle of the road, it basically ended right at the base of this tree. So that tree is the corner of my property. So now that I found that, I know where I can go to cut my driveway. So I'm probably going to go halfway between where this tree is and where that driveway, where I thought like the edge of my property was. So somewhere in here I'm going to end up cutting my driveway in. Cool. So I'm hiking into my land. I'm about 85 feet in. This brush is really thick. Thought this was pretty interesting though. So there was a tree that fell down, which is this cross section here. You can see other parts of it over here, maybe, if it's focusing, I'm not sure. So when the ohia trees fall down out here, and some of the other trees, because the soil is actually really thin in these areas. It's a lot of, this lava flow is about 700 years old. The lava flow that this property is on. You can just see how thick it is here. I'm cutting through with a machete. And I have a tape. Basically that's tied to my car. So I've gone, like I said, about 85 feet in. But anyway, what happens with trees out here is sometimes if there's really strong winds, they can blow the tree over. And the tree doesn't die, it just starts growing new trees from the branches. So that's what happened here. If you can see this, there's a tree that popped up here, there's one that popped up here, and it actually grew down into the ground, probably has some roots in there, and then continued to go this way. There's another tree, that group of trees that grew up there from the branches that were on this tree that fell. Pretty cool. I'm going to keep heading in further. Sunlight. So entangled in here. Alright, gotta keep going. Whew. Alright. I think that's about as far as I'm gonna go today. I did want to try to go, you know, this is a 300-foot reel, so I was gonna try to go 300. I'm at about 135 feet, and I know I didn't go in a straight, like a perfectly straight line, so it's probably even a little less than that, because I kind of went from that corner marker tree and I sort of kind of went diagonal, or, you know, not quite diagonal, but you know what I mean. So I think this is going to be it for today. Kind of found where my one marker is. So now it's time to relax and just enjoy the silence. Minus that fly buzzing around. So this is going to pretty much be it for this video. I'm going to add a little bit more to kind of show what my plans were for the land and what my plans may be changing to. So I'm still waiting. Basically what's happening is I'm looking at buying an adjacent property. So my property is on the edge of the association. In this association there's 106 20-acre lots, I think it is, and I'm on one side of that. So on the back side of my land there's another community, which is Fern Acres. So I'm looking at buying a property over there because my plans down the road, you know, I want to be able to have, I want to build cabins and have like an Airbnb kind of thing set up. So what I'm looking at right now is I talked to my realtor, and on the back side of my property there's 2-acre what they call spaghetti lots. So they're very long, narrow lots. They're 2 acres each. So basically on the back side of my land there's 10 of those, and there's 5 or 6 of them that don't have any structure or houses or anything like that on them. So what I'm looking at doing now is I want to buy one of those lots, and I may end up cutting my road from that side to get to my land from the back side. So I wanted to do Airbnb, like I was saying. The people that are in this association, they're not against that, but they are opposed to having a lot of traffic coming down the roads, because we maintain the roads ourselves. We pay an association fee every year, and that goes to maintaining the roads. It's not maintained by the county, state, or anything like that. So it's pretty much on us. I understand their point. If I had Airbnb and I had 2 or 3 extra cars a day coming down that road, I understand that it's going to put more wear and tear on the road. So that's one of the reasons why I'm looking at getting the property on the backside. Another one of the reasons, this stick is like poking me in the back. Another one of the reasons is that track over there has electricity, it has internet, it has a blacktop road or a paved road. So another reason why that's important, if I do Airbnb, which I still plan to do, I'm just trying to figure out the right way that I can do it without, you know, making my neighbors angry or whatever. Also, the other big thing is for my wife, when she comes down and for her to work, she needs to have internet access. So She works for a software company. She does, you know, coding and software analysis. So if we do end up getting that property, what we're going to do is we're going to, you know, I'm going to put basically a steel building on there, and it's going to end up being a studio slash office, and we'll have on-grid power and internet to that building. It can be used by my wife for her art studio, tattoo studio, and also her office, basically whatever she needs to use it for. And then it'll also give us a good place so that we have solid internet, we have on-grid electricity, we have a place where we can live while building everything else out on the land. So this is, I mean, 20 acres is a lot. So trying to plan this, I want to make sure that I do it right, and I want to try to do it as well as I can and make sure that I plan for, you know, upcoming things in the future that I want to do and plans that I have. Another one of my plans initially was to put in 5 acres of coffee, and I'm now reevaluating that. I'm thinking 5 acres is probably going to be a lot for me to handle on my own. Some of the other you know, small coffee farms that were in this area that I've been in contact with, I thought that they were bigger, and come to find out they were only 2-acre, you know, farms. So I'm thinking now more along the lines of 2 acres, possibly 3. And I think what I'm going to do now, initially I was just going to prep the 5 acres, plant 5 acres, and just go from there. What I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to plant, like prep and plant 1 acre, and then the next year I'm going to plant a 2nd acre, and then the next year I'll plant a 3rd acre. So coffee is kind of a rotational crop, so it's better if you have it kind of set up like that in steps, because every 5 years you have to kind of, or about every 5 years you have to prune the plants back, which essentially is almost like chopping them down. Like if you've ever seen videos of people pruning coffee trees, they pretty much almost cut them down. They come up about 30 inches or so from the ground, cut it off at a 45-degree angle, the tree grows back, and it's supposed to be stronger and more robust. So if you set up your farm in a way that you're doing a rotation, so 1 year you do 1 acre, 1 year you do another acre, 1 year you do another acre, and then on that rotation, 1 year you're pruning, the next year you're pruning the next set, the next year you're pruning the next set. So it keeps everything running smoothly, and you'll always have crops growing. So anyway, this video is probably starting to get kind of long, so I'm going to go ahead and just end it right here. And I want to say thank you guys for watching, and there will be a lot more videos coming, but please be patient, because it's going to take me some time to get this figured out and start getting stuff going. So thank you again for watching. Aloha, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.